Don't do it. Stop!
Oh shit.
So we limped Percy back to camp. We're staying at their gravel pit like you guys saw. So the issue with Percy last night, I'm going to show you the damage. So we've removed all the trims and yeah, we're airing out the carpet. She's still pretty wet though, like underneath through there. So I'm just going to get these rags and soak it up. My alternator has carked it. So the alternator's not putting any charge into the battery. So that's not good. So I've just got the panel out and I'm boosting the battery myself through the PWM, so that's working a treat. In terms of the electrics are all fine, from what I believe. We are getting a few fault codes like ABS and stuff, but I think that's like to do with the alternator not putting any charge into the battery and it dropping below 9 volt. So yeah, it's all systems go here. We're trying to get Percy back on the road. Obviously we're up pretty remote at Cape York, so it's not the best place to get stuck. Just gonna let her dry out today. It's definitely a sad day for Percy. It's definitely not ideal and it's definitely not why you come to Cape York, but it is a cracker story. Pretty happy to be sharing it with you guys. Yeah, hopefully we can get her back on the road soon.
We're just inside making some nice fritters, making some lunch, and we've been rushed outside because there's a massive bushfire coming our way. We're in the middle, surrounded by trees, the wind's coming our way, so everyone's quickly trying to pack up, get the vans ready so that if we need to, we can just get out of here. But seriously, what the hell is going on? Cape York has got some seriously bad juju. Like, I'm never coming to this place again. This is very scary.
So we've moved all the setups. Mark's a fiery, so we're in safe hands with Mark. But he reckons it's not a massive fire, but it's only 400 meters up the road, and the wind is heading directly for us. So I think it was smart what we did. We did move the vans. We've got them all parked out here. Everyone's hooked up, ready to go, just in case. We have had ash fall on us and stuff like that, and burning embers and shit. So yeah, it is pretty hairy at the moment, but we're trying to stay positive. The last few days has been someone got crushed between 2 cars at the start of the telly track, drowned our car yesterday. We've now got a fire. Like, it's just not going right for us, is it, Sarah?
Done. Trying to stay positive.
This is traveling, and we're showing you guys the good and the bad. Anyway, Percy's drying out nicely. If anything, that fire's just heated up the ambient in the air a bit. And yeah, she's heating her up just nice. Getting rid of all the moisture in there. Still drying out that ECU plugs. Got the jumper cables ready to go just in case the fire comes. We can jump the car and get out of here, so happy days.
So we've dodged the fire and we've made our way down to Fruitbat Falls. We're gonna have a nice little swim and shake off the hot day that we've had, but very excited to see this spot.
You want to come back here at night, Keelan, with a knife?
Yeah, that's pretty shit, the smoke, isn't it?
Cool, this spot, we finally made it down to Fruitbat. It's incredible. The smoke is giving it some like spooky vibe today. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be here. I've seen it on telly so many times, and I'm pinching myself to finally be here. We are stinking hot. I'm gonna jump in the drink, cool off a bit.
How was this?
down from We've just driven 5Ks down from Fruitbat Falls and we're down at Elliott Falls now. It is absolutely beautiful. It's more of like a U-shaped waterfall rather than one long waterfall. It's really cool, it's super unique. So we're gonna head in here, have a little swim and enjoy the morning.
Are you gonna jump off the rocks?
Maybe. I've been hanging out to see these plants. They actually catch the water, so they'll open their lid. They're sort of like a Venus flytrap. They'll open their lid, catch the water. It goes down into this little tube here and they store water in there. So cool. I forgot the name of it, but I took a photo, so I'll be able to thing down the bottom.
So a couple of days ago, I actually flooded the car. The alternator inherently got buggered up by that. It's really low hanging fruit. Get ourselves out of trouble. We do have a big battery system in the caravan. So what I'm about to do, because we aren't charging the battery, our cranking battery in Percy the Prado, I'm gonna actually reverse how the DC to DC charger works. Normally the car charges the van. However, I'm gonna reverse this on the DC to DC charger. So our 500 amp hours of lithium in the van actually charges the cranking battery in the car. So when I'm driving, I'm actually not losing power and I'm just trickle charging that cranking battery, keeping us going, because we've got to get on a ferry and hopefully the ferry guy doesn't tell me to turn the car off, because I'm going to tell him to get stuffed, because if we turn it off, we're buggered. So pretty much very simply, instead of having the input side coming from the car, I'm going to switch that to the output side, and then obviously vice versa with the caravan as well. So pretty well, input's going to be coming from the lithium batteries and the output is going to be through the Anderson plug and to the cranking battery on the car. So the car's going to think that the alternator is working because it's getting charged, it's getting voltage. However, it's coming from the DC to DC charger. So all I have to do is just swap two cables around. So we've hooked it up, we've connected it back all up, set that to 15 amps because I reckon there would be about 15 amps with the accessories and stuff. So hopefully that gets us out of trouble. We've got 400 amp hours in here, and like I said, we've now reversed it. This is full bush mechanics, and in 15 amps, which is enough to hopefully run the car. And that's coming straight off the solar as well, which is good. So yeah, hopefully that gets us through. We're gonna jump in the car now and hopefully get to Jardine. We'll let you guys know if we get stuck. So we've made it, we're at the Jardine Ferry. It costs $175, but it also includes camping permits. Yeah, so it's actually probably not bad price, especially if you stay up here for a few weeks. Yeah. But it's literally only a 50-metre span across the ferry.
It's sort of like the Tiwa ferry, but how many times more expensive?
But we are remote, and that's fair enough. But we are still got alternator issue. Battery light coming up on the dash. It comes off and on, so I reckon one of the windings is partially shorted in my alternator. That's fine. Hopefully we can get a spare part over the other side. Bang the drone up now, you'll see what $175 return looks like. Job.
The sickest ferry driver ever. He's so good.
Yeah.
He goes, nah, you gotta wait 2 hours. We're like, but all our friends are there. And he's like, nah. And then he just randomly let us on.
Alright, so we finally got into Munti Beach. Almost got bogged getting in, you would have seen that. Like,
Mooty Beach.
is it Muti? Spot. We've been hanging out to get to the Cape and the ocean, the coastal side of the Cape. We've just done all inland stuff so far. Really good news. We found an alternator. Georgie, the lady we're traveling with, she rang her cousin's brother's dog's uncle's Mrs. Dog and found an alternator in Seisha. So we've actually got that alternator. We're picking it up tomorrow. I'll turn the car off for now so she's not starting again, let's face it. We've run the caravan batteries flat, trying to power the car through the DC to DC charger. That's fine, it's done its job. We crossed the ferry and it's pretty much proven that it can work. You can reverse feed your DC to DC charger to mimic an alternator so your car keeps running, because as soon as your voltage on your battery drops below like 6 volts, the car's pretty much just going to turn off. The ECU will turn off if it's got no power to go to it. So it got us here. Tomorrow we'll jump it, get out of here, but check it out, it's just a mint spot. We have flat batteries on the van, but I'm stoked because one, we're getting the car fixed, and two, it's time to go fishing. So we're going to get the rod. I've heard there's a few big queenies out the back here. I'm going to throw a few slices around and fingers crossed we can get Sarah onto one, so it's going to be super good. I'm pumped.
Come right down to the tip. Apparently people have been catching fish here. Someone said a local caught a barra yesterday, so now Keelan's ears have perked up, but it is so windy, hence why I'm crouching behind the rock. I reckon we have like a massive front coming towards us. It looks just black out there, but fingers crossed we catch a fish before that comes. Are you changing your lure?
Well, I haven't had much luck on the silver slice yet, and I reckon some bloke reckons you can get barra here, so if I catch my first barra, I've got barra fever still. I need a barra.
Good morning guys, so we've woken up, it's a new day here on Munti Beach, so I've been saying it wrong, I know that's pretty standard for us. Because we ran the van, when we reversed the polarity of the DC to DC charger, so the van was actually charging the car yesterday, we're pulling about 30 amps off it every hour, and we transitioned from where camping yesterday over the ferry to where we are now. It took around 4 hours, the car running, and we couldn't turn it off because obviously the alternator's buggered, so inherently we've run the batteries flat on the van today, so that's a bit of fun because we've got a flat van and a flat car. So what we've done is we've got a donor alternator off the Patrol here. We're jumping it straight onto the Prado, hopefully getting a bit of juice straight into the Prado. Hopefully we can turn it over, but we're also running the power lead from Danny's inverter in the back of the Patrol into the van, so we're actually taking his power off the bonnet bay and obviously off his back as well, off his inverter. He is the donor vehicle at the moment. We are getting an alternator today, which is epic news, $475, which is a bargain, so we're going to try bang that in today. And even better, we will be at a caravan park tonight. So Loyalty Beach is right up the tip past Seisha, and that's where we'll be camping tonight. So all we have to do is get the Percy, the Prado and Keith there, fit the new alternator, and hopefully all should be good. But we've woken up, it's a cracker morning. Despite all this happening, I'm still very positive. Sarah's still very positive. It's been a cracker trip. Some of the coolest memories, some really cool stories to tell from this one.
So we've just rolled into Loyalty Beach. We are here for a few days, so we're very keen to just park up and relax. We're right near the beach, it's so beautiful. We've gotten an alternator.
Clip on the back. Should be alright, I'm getting it.
I lined it up.
Just need a new battery.
That side's alright. That side's pretty much it. Try that side.
Needs a bit more.
Tiny bit. I reckon just make it flat.
Alright, so quick update. Sorry, I'm eating a fritter. We got the alternator in, Sarah just fed me a fit up, but it's fair mission. I got WD-40 my eye. That's not stopping us, but yeah, it's the right part, so we're halfway there. Aaron's just I'm just in the wheel arch. Aaron's sort of doing everything up that I can't reach, and I'm holding it through here.
Yeah.
Because alternators are surprisingly heavy, if I'm fair. This is not a good angle of me. But she's almost, if we can get this right, it'll be trip changing for us. We'll be actually able to charge the van and yeah, maybe even run the aircon. We'll see. But yeah, we're pretty dirty. I'm probably full of ticks as well, full of roo ticks, so I might need a doctor's appointment after this as well. So anyway, there's your update. So we finally got the alternator in. Percy's running probably better than it has all trip. I've done a quick air clean on the filter, just tapped it out and then blew it out with a bit of compressed air. So fingers crossed that can get us through and get us off the Cape. So tomorrow's plan, we have something super special, but I think that's going to be in a different episode. Percy, like I said, is running good, and that's a massive relief because you're stranded pretty much up here. The new alternator was $450, so that's not too bad. I thought that was pretty good for Cape York pricing. So yeah, thank God it's all in. We had some really good help from the other families here, and it was light work. So I'm filthy now. It's probably time to go have a shower, and see you guys soon.